Hey, all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central, and th- we're here for a live stream between the Toronto Argonauts and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Just before we start the live stream, this live stream is proudly sponsored by KPHR Radio, Hamilton's home for the classic rock. And if you love legendary rock anthems, great on-air personalities, and common focused programming, be sure to tune in to KPHR Radio. Listen live and discover their shows, music, and by visiting KTRadiogroup.ca. Thanks to KPHR Radio for supporting Hamilton Sports Central and helping bring to you today's live coverage. If
But it would have been nice as players to own that stock. And that stock, I'm buying it between $6 and $12. And when he died, it was $170. That was a good investment.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I got a funny story about that because my contract when we were negotiating, Harold wanted to give me 5,000 shares of Maple Leafs stock, and I'm like, I don't want stock. Of course, I don't know anything about stocks. I wish I had known Mike at that.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hot Stevie matchup, that's for sure. See if this whole Drew Brown thing is actually all hype or if it's all gas.
You know, 1 in the morning or so, whatever it was, I got up to go take a squirt, and opened it up, of course, and it said, "You and your roommate have got traded." Never said where.
Alarm kicks off from 68 yards to Winnipeg 12. Davil returns it for 23 yards to Winnipeg 35. D. Johnson with the tackle. 2 and 7. Oh, there we go. See what it was. So Drew Brown gets the start for Winnipeg. Let's see what he can do. Brown passes to Ontario Wilson for 7 yards, so Winnipeg 42. Brady Oliveira rushes for 3 yards, and Winnipeg 45. 2 wide. With the tackle. Career numbers 12, 14, and 1 for record completion percentage of 68.5. Passing yards 7,832 yards, 46 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and 12, 300.8. I don't think he had 12. 1,200. Kind of hard. Perkins rushes for 1 yard to the Winnipeg 46. Darius Pick with the tackle. It's going to be a first down Bombers. Ground passes to Wilson for 10 yards to the Toronto 54. Amos with the tackle. And then Perkins rushes for 1 yard. Excuse me. Sneezes. To the Toronto 53. Sly Whitco with the tackle. Yeah, those sneezes can kill or killer. First and 10 from the 53. Oh, and Pokey Wilson gets down to the 4, and then he fumbles the ball. So Drew Brown throws to Ontario Wilson for 49 yards to the Toronto 4. Fumbled by Benji Franklin. Recovered by Tavis McFadden. So now Toronto starts from their 4. That's gotta suck. But we all know Toronto or Winnipeg can't hold on to the ball. Bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Hicks rushes for 26 yards to the Toronto 30. Smith with the tackle. Oh, Sam Hicks is limping off. That's not good. For Toronto, anyways. Kelly rushes for 3 yards to the Toronto 33. Two and two record, 69.5 completion percentage, 1,484 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Kelly throws incomplete to David Unger the third. So it's third and 7 from Toronto 33. Haggerty punts 43 yards to the Winnipeg 34. Vavel returns it for 11 yards to the Winnipeg 45. Darius Pickett with the tackle. Let's see. Brown throws incomplete to Wilson. Broken up by Tavis McFadden. It's what, like his fourth pass? 3 for 4. Brown throws incomplete to Dembski to the Toronto 48. Sheehan punts 55 yards to Toronto 10. Grant returns for 15 yards to Toronto 25. Ethan Stewart with the tackle. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go. Hicks rushes for 1 yard to the Toronto 26. 2nd and 9. Kelly Jacoxy for 6 yards to Toronto 31. Williams with the tackle. Joe V says, let's go. Okay, Joe V. Who do you have winning tonight, my friends? Do you have Toronto or do you have Winnipeg? So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Haggerty comes on and punts the ball. So probably about the 28, if I had to guess. Oh, to the 22, and then returns it for 24 yards to the 46. Slodwick with the tackle. Sorry. Brady rushes for 8 yards to the Winnipeg 54. Goss with the tackle, but it's holding on Cochrane. 10 yards, so it's 1st and 20. Brown throws to Wilson for 19 yards to Winnipeg 55. McFadden with the tackle. Perkins rushes for 1 yard to the Toronto 54. Slydwick with the tackle. Oliveira rushes for 9 yards to the Toronto 45. Ethan John with the tackle. So it's 2nd and 1. Brown passes to Wilson for 15 yards to the Toronto 30. Franklin with the tackle. Time count. Drew Brown, 5 yards. So they go back 5 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 15. Brown throws to Tim White for 35 yards for a touchdown. Yeah, Scott goes, at least there's no gambling. Man, okay. We got to fix this. Who would have thought Tim White would have been the one to get the touchdown, the first touchdown tonight? Who knew? Took him long enough, 12 minutes, just to score one touchdown. I mean, they would have had one sooner had friggin' what's his name not fumbled the ball at the friggin' 4-yard line. Oh, he's 1 for 2, 6 yards. Drew Brown's already 6 for 8, 135. And Trevor Wilson's 5 for 6, 100 yards already. Castillo kicks off for 76 yards to Toronto 4. Grant returns for 14 yards to Toronto 18. Ayers with the tackle. Chad Kelly passes to Natal for 15 yards to Toronto 33. Griffin the second with the tackle. First down Argos. Natal rushes for 12 yards to Toronto 45. Jake Kelly with the tackle. Kelly passes to Unger the third for 16 yards to the Winnipeg 49. Nichols with the tackle. Oh. Kelly turns over the ball and Winnipeg gets the ball back. Tony Jones with the fumble recovery. Pass to Wilson for 4 yards to Toronto 48. Franklin with the tackle. And then 2nd and 6 at the Toronto 48, and Brown throws to Dempsey incomplete. Winnipeg challenging defensive pass interference. Yeah. Scott, especially to Ontario Wilson. Don just nodded. How's it going, my friend? Depends on the look and angle you have. Some people say it was PI, some people don't. And Castillo kicks a field goal, and it's good. How did you like the game? Like as in so far or last night? Last night's beginning was boring. Yeah, I thought he was gonna throw it to more Dempsey to pass chemistry. I mean, he has 7 of 10, 139, and of that 139, 6 catches have gone to Ontario Wilson. So, where are we here? We gotta play our field goal. Little 3 points. So we are 10-0. Hmm, 56. So here's the thing. So earlier in the game, just to refresh those that just joined. So it was good for the beginning couple minutes. Until you get here where Brown threw it to Wilson for 49 yards. And then he fumbles it at the 4-yard line, which Benji Franklin hit his arm, knocked the ball loose. Chad Kelly came in, went 0-2. Well, 2 rushes and then an incomplete pass. Brown went 0-2. Then they had the punt on this one for Toronto. Then you had the touchdown to Tim White. Toronto came on, then he was sacked. And then Sackton Jones recovered the ball, and then, the field goal. Okay, let's see what Kelly can do now. Kelly throws incomplete to Common. Overthrown. Three for 5 for 37 yards so far for Kelly. Kelly throws incomplete. Man, next Saturday is going to be amazing. Haggerty punts 36 yards to Winnipeg 38, and it's going to be an illegal punt out of bounds, so they get 10 yards, so it goes up to the Winnipeg 44. So, Scott, they said today, this is coming from TSN, he's only on the one game. So, as of right now, he's only missing today's game. Anything other than that, I have no idea. They say it's a neck injury, not a head injury. Brown throws to Dembski for 15 yards to the Toronto 51. Slywitka is with the tackle. Oh, that's actually 10, not 7. Brown throws incomplete. 2nd and 10. So they call it intentional grounding, so they lost it down. So it's 2nd and 18, not 3rd. Drew Brown throws to Tommy Neal for 14 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Oh, here we go with Sergio Castillo. See what he can kick now. Castillo's already hit from 56. And he hits a 53. 13 nothing. 3 yards total. Okay. So the thing is, Scott, is so the playbook for Hamilton is more set for a pocket passer than a dual threat. And Jake Dolegala is a pocket passer. So instead of trying to rewrite the playbook for Trey Ford, they're going to start Jake Dolegala. Now, that's just for this upcoming week. What they do against Toronto is a whole different story next week. It's a whole different story. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, the only thing is Ford doesn't have the chemistry with the offense, I mean, Wheat Falls different, Curly's different, and Mitchell's different. But Dolegala has a little bit of chemistry with Lawler and Smith from last year. Kelly passes to Hicks for 5 yards to the Toronto 45. Smith with the tackle says 2nd and 5. Kelly passes to Unger the third for 7 yards. Reddick Crumby with the tackle, so it's going to be a first down, Argos. Yeah, you tell him, Glenn. Glenn, sir, stop turning the ball over. Kelly passes to Polk for 55 yards to Winnipeg 3. Williams with the tackle. Hicks scores a 3-yard touchdown for Toronto. Good, because I have him in weekly fantasy. Oh, the fans are booing them in Toronto. Mm-mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. See if Winnipeg can bounce back. Larum kicks off for 72 yards to Winnipeg 8. Baville returns it for 56 yards to Toronto 46. Gauthier with the tackle. I mean, if our front line can hold them down like we did Brady last week under 100 yards, then I think we'll be fine. But that's the question. Brady Oliveira rushes for 1 yard to the Toronto 45. Dark Angelo with the tackle. Just under 9 minutes to go. Brown throws to Dembski for 8 yards to the Toronto 37. Ethan John with the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Perkins rushes for 2 yards to the Toronto 35 and gets the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bombers from the Toronto 35. You know what? Considering that Winnipeg has only had 1 practice, this isn't bad. So they did go for it, and they got the first down. So it's 1st and 10 from the Toronto 35. Drew Brown sacked for 10 yards to the Toronto 45. Goss, who's filling in for Cameron Judge. So it's 2nd and 20. Yeah, so Toronto has the option if they're taking the ball or if they're taking the wind in the 4th quarter. Brown passes to Neild for 13 yards to the Toronto 32. McFadden with the tackle. Castillo with his 3rd field goal of the game. And he kicks, so he's kicked a 53, 56, and now a 40. So they take a 9-point lead. And then tomorrow night we have the Montreal and Calgary game on the channel. I believe that is, let me double check. So that is at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So I will be here for that game and then Sunday's game as well. So Janarian Grant is currently out of the game. Currently. Not fully out of the game, just as of right now, he's not playing. So Toronto starts at the 40 because of the field goal. Isaiah Smith rushes for 2 yards to the Toronto 42. Kelly throws incomplete to Coxie at the Winnipeg 22. Incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 at the Toronto 42. Kelly's 6 for 10 for 104 yards. And Brown is 11 for 14, 189. Haggerty punts 60 yards to the Winnipeg 8. Badville returns for 10 yards to the Winnipeg 18. Oliver rushes for 7 yards to Winnipeg 25. Benji Franklin with the tackle. Under 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Brady rushes for 3 yards to Winnipeg 28, so it'll most likely be 3rd and inches. Perkins rushes for 2 yards to Winnipeg 30. Sly Whitko with the tackle, so it's a 1st down. Bombers. Three-minute warning. Drew Brown throws incomplete to Ontario Wilson, so it's 2nd and 10 at the Winnipeg 30. And the ref gets taken out at the same time. Brown throws to Dembski for 19 yards to the Winnipeg 49. Oliveira rushes for 6 yards to the Winnipeg 55. Goss with the tackle. Brown throws to Wilson for 9 yards to the Toronto 46. Dark Angelo with the tackle. First down. Brown throws to Ontario Wilson for 7 yards to the Toronto 39. What is this, the Wilson show? How many catches does he have so far? He's 8 for 10 and 120 yards in just the first half. Say what? Brown throws to Corcoran for 11 yards to the Toronto 28-yard line. McFadden with the tackle. Brown throws to Dembski for 16 yards to the Toronto 12-yard line. Darius Pickett with the tackle. Chris Ike rushes for 3 yards to the Toronto 9. Franklin with the tackle. Jonathan Kongbo is the injured Argo on the field. Get this guy off my TV. Don't want to look at him. All those gray hairs, bud, you can't win a Grey Cup. Throws incomplete. He was out of bounds when he caught it. Castillo with another field goal. Hicks rushes for 2 yards to the Toronto 42. So there's 6 seconds left, and Toronto's down 19-7. Okay. What's my opinion on Legio as a kicker? I mean, he's one of the top kickers in the league, if you're asking me. Just shrink this for a second. Field goals and converts. Legos, 87. Eventually, Blanchard and Lothar are going to miss field goals. Just a matter of time. Like, if you really think about it, he's only missed 1 field goal and 1 extra point. Whereas Lothar's already missed it. So, I mean, once Lothar misses a field goal, then Lothar hasn't missed a field goal yet. He's only missed an extra point. And Mark Legio hasn't had to kick field goals this season. However, I will be back in 1 moment. Oh, Steve White or Scott White. I see what you're saying now. I mean, Ottawa's just terrible in general. I don't even know why Ottawa got rid of him. Ottawa's gonna regret making that trade. They should have just started Brown in the first place. Okay, you just blew it now. They're going to both throw an interceptions tomorrow. Alexander, 335 plus yards per game. And he hasn't thrown an interception in the last 8 regular season games. Adams Jr. 7 touchdowns, 3 passes, 1 rush last week versus Toronto. Tied for the Stamps all-time passing touchdown record. Drew Brown. Oh. Chad Kelly is 7 for 11, 119, 0 touchdowns. Drew Brown is 16 for 21, 252 yards and 1 touchdown. So this guy's almost throwing 300 yards in one half. That's ridiculous. I mean, 20, 29 yards. You know what? Scott's going to be the same thing as last week. He had what? Probably. What did he have the last? Okay, so let's see. Okay. So 11, 7, 10, 6, 6, 2, minus 2. So he had 40 of his 84 yards in the last 3 minutes of that game. So he's only had one 100-yard season. That was week 1. He has had 32 week 2 against us, 77 versus Edmonton, and then 84 against us. He only had 8 receiving yards against us, and then 51 in week 2. So technically, outside of Edmonton and Calgary, when he played us, he did not even hit 100 all-purpose yards. Janae Garrett is back in the game. Castillo kicks off for 66 yards to the Toronto 14. Hicks returns for 15 yards to the Toronto 29. Ayers with the tackle. So 1st and 10 for Toronto at the 29-yard line. Kelly throws a comment for 8 yards to the Toronto 37. Griffin the second with the tackle. Second and 2. Chad Kelly throws incomplete to Coxie. Tony Jones with the tackle. Here we go again. Here we go again. Do 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 do. Haggerty punts it to the 20 for 53-yard punt. Favell returns it for 8 yards to Winnipeg 28. Guy Lamette with the tackle. Brady rushes for 3 yards to Winnipeg 31. Jonathan Kongbo with the tackle. Brown throws to Wilson for 8 yards to Winnipeg 39. Darkangelo with the tackle. Brady rushes for 5 yards to Winnipeg 44. Sly Whitka with the tackle. Brown throws to Dembski for 6 yards to the Winnipeg 50, so it's going to be first down, tackled by Deshaun Amos. Brown passes to Oliveira for a 5-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 at the Winnipeg 45. Goss with the tackle. Brown to Tim White for 9 yards to Winnipeg 54. Darkangelo with the tackle. Sheehan's on the field to kick a punt. So Sheehan punts 46 yards to Toronto 10. Grant returns for 17 yards to Toronto 27. Wada gets the tackle. Thank you to the 22 people who are viewing tonight. Very much appreciated. Hicks rushes for 0 yards to Toronto 27. Kelly throws incomplete to Hicks, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Toronto. Kelly's back having his crappy games again, as normal. Haggerty punts 49 yards to Winnipeg 34. Vavel returns for 13 yards to Winnipeg 47. .804 left to go in this third quarter already. Let's try Kelly. 8 for 14, 127 yards. Getting nowhere. Oh. Drew Brown throws to Tim White for 16 yards to Toronto 47. Slide Whitka with the tackle. First down. Yes, Lane, I will give you credit. Keep in mind, though, it is only one game, and it's against Toronto's shitty defense. So I will give you flowers for this game, but I want to see a little bit more first. Oliveira rushes for 9 yards to the Toronto 38. Amos with the tackle, so it's 2nd and 1. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. They could have definitely have used this guy. I mean, if Drew Brown was the starter, I'm sure they wouldn't be 0-5. That's for sure. Perkins with the first down. First down. Definitely not 0-5. Glenn Suter. Chad Kelly stinks. Oh, wait. They're on defense. Toronto's defense smells funny. Oh, here we go. Oh. And he throws an interception. Drew Brown throws an interception. Lane says he kind of reminds me of Trey Ford in a way. I know he doesn't look sexy, but I've seen games where I'm like, this guy has something. Just can he put it together, and you know what's funny. I actually like him on Winnipeg because he got lots of different weapons like Oliveira, and he has good receiving crew, and allow him to be more explosive. Amos returns for a loss of 12 yards. So that's probably going to come out to, I think, the 30 or 40-yard line. See if Kelly can rebound after his crappy start so far. And yes, I did say crappy because he has been playing crappy. down by 12, and you haven't even scored a touchdown yet? Like, come on. Get your shit together. This is why you don't throw to one person all the time, because eventually they will catch it. Hey, this is why you don't throw it to all but one person on your team. Oh. Kelly passes to Coxie for a 1 yard loss to Toronto 29, 2nd and 11. Kelly passes to Coxie for 26 yards to Toronto 55. Williams with the tackle. Less than 4:35 left in the third quarter. Kelly sacked for a 1 yard loss. That's his second time being sacked tonight. Willie Jefferson with the sack. Hey, Chad. Kelly's going to blow this game. Yes, he is. Hey, ooh, Chad Kelly's going to blow the game. Yes, he will. Hey, Chad. How does that turf taste when you're sacked to the ground? Kelly passes to Coxie for 21 yards to Winnipeg 35. Griffin the second with the tackle. Kelly throws incomplete to Mittal. So it's 2nd and 10 from the Winnipeg 35. I wonder if Dinwiddie ends up on the hot seat after it's confirmed. So here's the thing, Scott White. If they go and fire Dinwiddie, they have to. Kelly passes to Polk for 30 yards to Winnipeg 5. Nichols with the tackle. It's the first half. So if Dinwiddie gets put on the hot seat, you got to replace a GM, a head coach, and an offense coordinator. You're not going to do that all this year. I'm telling you that right now. Um, yeah, I was reading that probably about 7 o'clock when I was getting ready for the whatchamacallit, the live stream. That is some breaking news. Now they just got to fix everything else and they'll be fine. Tyler Common, why couldn't you get a touchdown last week? Cause you suck. Yeah, he makes a decision to go with Mayer over Brown and then trades Brown. So down by 5. So Drew Brown can put together now. So close to getting down there, and then he throws an interception. Yeah, I was right. They did start on the 30 after he threw that interception. Time to bounce back. It's not the end of the world, Drew Brown. Not the end of the world. Minute 13 left, or a minute 10 left. Or 11, however you want to word it. Fifth of the season by Mr. Common. See, that's the thing. People are trying to go deep ball too much. Larum kicks off for 71 yards to Winnipeg 9. Babel returns for 22 yards to Winnipeg 31. And then Brady rushes for 3 yards to the 34. Brady has not done anything tonight. Come on. Get your shit together. Come on. Toronto's defense is horrible. Do, 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 do. Brown throws to Dembski for 17 yards to the 51-yard line. Ethan Johns gets the tackle. Brady Oliveira rushes for 11 yards to Toronto 48. Gauze with the tackle, and it's going to be a first down to end the third quarter. One more quarter to go, fellas. One more quarter to go. Winnipeg's already at 364 net yards and 303 passing yards. It's crazy. Hundred 128 for Ontario Wilson. Don needs 2 touchdowns from Kelly. Brady rushes for a 1-yard loss to Toronto's 49. Pickett with the tackle, so it's going to be 2nd and 11. Winnipeg has not had a run game since week 1. Come on. I'm talking to you. Let's go. Get another touchdown. Drew Brown throws to Tim White. 14 minutes left, but there's a flag. Toronto's defense has not been having a good night as well. Working from the Toronto 32. Drew Brown passes to Tim White for 8 yards to Toronto 41. Offside on Jonathan Kongbo for 5 yards. No play. So it's 2nd and 6. Drew Brown throws to Tommy Neal for 12 yards to Toronto 32. I think this stream is behind. Drew Brown throws to Dembski, but it's offside. And Toronto has defensive pass interference. Ethan John going up 5 yards. So to Toronto 25. So it's 2nd and 3. If you go up 5 yards, it's 2nd and 3, not 2nd and 4, people. Please gotta stop. Castillo kicks yet another field goal. So they lead by 8. So Toronto will get it at the 40-yard line and see how well they can do. Dun, dun. That's okay, Don. Every time. So I went against Toronto 2 weeks ago, and they won. I take Toronto last week, and they lose. Wait, when did they play Sask? Because it all started when they played Sask. They played Sask week 4. Okay, so I picked Sask here. Toronto won. I picked Toronto here. Calgary won. So now here we are tonight. I picked Toronto to win, and they're losing. Kelly throws him a tall for 7 yards to the Toronto 47. Hicks rushes for a 2-yard loss to the Toronto 45. 3rd and 5. Here we go with another Toronto punt. Haggerty punts 45 yards to the Winnipeg 20. Valville returns it for 13 yards to the Winnipeg 20, fumbled by Vaudeville. At the 20, recovered by Kazar. At the Winnipeg 33. So that's twice now that Winnipeg has fumbled the ball. They still don't know how to hand on to the ball. I mean, if Chad Kelly can't get any points here, then that's bad. Really bad. I mean, you're at their 33 and you still can't get points, and yeah. Throw is incomplete. Chad Kelly throws incomplete to Pollock, so it's going to be second or third and 10. It's not over yet. Got 9:06 left. Miss. And he misses it. Baville returns it for a kick return, a missed field goal return. Do we hear 40? Do we hear 40? Do we hear 40? Come on, we want 40. 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 And a flag on the play. Castillo kicks 75 yards to the Toronto 5. Grant returns for 38 yards to the Toronto 43. Evan Holmes with the tackle. Oh, Kelly gets rocked. Once again. Oh, you ain't quieting this crowd. And another thrown to the ground again. So Reese got, so instead of it being a third down, it's roughing the passes. So they go from Calgary's 43 to Winnipeg's 52, and it's going to be a first down. So it's a penalty on horse collar. So it's basically, instead of saying horse collar, it's roughing the passer. Kelly passes to Hicks for 4 yards to Winnipeg 40. Kyrie Wilson with the tackle. Kelly throws incomplete. Back down on the ground again. Eat that turf. Eat that turf. 3rd and 6. Eat that turf. Eat that turf. Ooh, going for it on 3rd and 6 in the Winnipeg 48. Eat that turf. Incomplete. Oh, no. Coxie caught it. I was kind of hoping for a 3rd time in a row that he was going to eat that turf. Go on, please come back on this penalty. Oh, snap. Coxie hit the guy on the helmet now that they call that a play. Wow. So, okay. So Kelly throws to Coxie for 11 yards. Then he hits the guy on the helmet. So because he hit the guy in the head, even if it's a light. But here's the thing, Scott. Regardless, you cannot hit anyone in the head. Regardless, even if it's a love tap, you still can't hit him in the head. So it's a roughing them, unnecessary roughness, major grade 2, 25 yards. And is it a, did they say first down Toronto? Okay, so it is a Toronto first down. At the Toronto 48. God says that's a ridiculous call. Zach says suspended. And Kelly, eat that freaking turf! Yum, 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 eat that turf. Eat that turf. Kelly got sacked for 6 yards. Eat that turf. I mean, he tackled him by the feet. He just had to let him get up, let him go. He would have let him go. You just don't hit him in the head. Simple as that. And that penalty that Toronto got in their favorite couple of plays ago, that was not a horse collar either. So Kelly throws to Unger for a first down, but there's a flag. So his defense was offside, but they declined it after Unger picked up a 20-yard pass. So basically, they just got to where they were at the 3rd and 6. Kelly passes to Mitchell for 4 yards to Winnipeg 44. Jones with the tackle. Kelly passes to Mitchell for 7 yards to Winnipeg 37. Kelly throws to Unger the third for 12 yards, so Winnipeg 25. So, Scott, my question is, what does Andre Peru have to do with anything? If you look in the rule book, they've changed any type of hitting to the head. It is upgraded to a automatic disqualification. According to the rule changes, is what they're saying on TSN. So that's a league thing. That's not a ref thing. I don't know what else to say. Kelly needs to score 15 points in 3.5 minutes. Kelly throws to Mittal for a first down. And they're at the Winnipeg 15. So if you score here, kick the onside kick, get the ball, and then score another touchdown is what you'll have to do. Or Kelly throws to Mackay Polk for 15 yards for a touchdown. $21. Eight-point game, 3-minute warning. What's Toronto going to do? Dun, 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 dun. Really, you guys just went to a freaking commercial? Jesus Christ. Yes, sir. Every non-Ticat home game. Trips, I've been doing them. When was the first one that I did this year? First one that I did was preseason. So I did the preseasons, did week 1, week 2, week 3, 4. There's one weekend that I didn't do them because I went to Ottawa that day. Yes, that's why Jacob tells everyone on the Analyst Desk crew that to come over and watch the live streams. But keep in mind, I will be here tomorrow night for the Calgary Montreal game, and on Sunday when Hamilton is in Saskatchewan for the away game. So I still have both games this weekend. How many sacks does Winnipeg have? 3. Really, only 3? I would have thought that they would have had more. I've seen him eat more turf than he's thrown touchdowns today. Okay, let's see what Brown has. Brady rushes for 3 yards to Winnipeg 43. Slide Whitco with the tackle. Brown throws to Neal for 19 yards to the Toronto 48. Amos with the tackle. So this would give us 36 to almost 40. Oh, nice. Yeah, we were there. What, week 2 when Toronto beat Ottawa like 44 to 24? Good stadium. Yeah, we got a bunch of these Ottawa Red Black rally towels. I got like 12 of them. I don't know why I ended up getting 12, but oh, Kongbo's injured again. It's the second time being injured this game. I know Jacob is going to be in Ottawa. I don't know what for. But next Saturday, me, Jacob, Dan, Adam are going to the Hamilton Toronto game in Hamilton. I think Lane's going to be there. But yeah. That's next Saturday. Yeah, I think Jacob said he was going to be in Ottawa. Eat that turf. Do 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 do. Brady rushes for 3 yards to the Toronto 45. Amos with the tackle. Which next Sunday is going to be your first ever Red Blacks game? It's wide. He missed it. And it will be a 1. It will be a rouge. See what Kelly can do. Oh. Whistle's been called. Oh, what's the review for? Kelly passes to Hicks for a 3-yard loss. Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that you got that glove. Yeah, I got Terry Godwin's glove a few years ago when he played with Hamilton. I think it was 2019, I think. I'd have to go back and look. Kelly throws incomplete to Grant. That's going to make it 3rd and 13. Kelly passes to Polk for 25 yards to the 48. As Chad Kelly is seen limping, trying to run up to the next play. Down to the turf again. So that's 2 big field goal misses. So Toronto's down by 9 with 29 seconds left. Drew Brown kneels down for a loss of 1 yard. Yeah, so I haven't said this on the Analyst Desk channel yet. So I'm going to be doing football till beginning of October. I'm still going to do the Cat games on a tape delay, but there's a radio station who's approached me that I'm going to be doing the Hamilton Hammers AHL coverage for on the radio station. So the away games I will be doing a live stream for, then a 30-minute post-game show. Home games, I will be doing the post-game show after either at the arena in the media pass wing or in the whatchamacallit, or when I get home, I'll do them. So Winnipeg has won 30-21. I mean, it is. I did the same thing when it was the Sask game. It's the Toronto's home game in Winnipeg. So Winnipeg wins 30-21. Toronto only loses by 9. The funny thing is, it comes down to 2 plays. It comes down to the Vavel return, which was 7, and then the extra point just now at the end of the game. So that would have made it a 1-point game. But other than that, I do appreciate everyone for stopping by and watching today's live stream. Don't forget to check out other live streams this weekend, but I do appreciate everyone for stopping by and have yourself a great rest of your day.